Hello Learning Power Pioneers. This is a little vlog that I am creating to bring you up to speed with the idea behind Learning Power Pioneers. So I want to explain why we're doing it, what it's about, where the idea came from, how it could work, and who might like to get involved. So we'll go straight into that. By the way, I just wanted to let you know that I'm wearing a t-shirt for the staff of St Bernard's because of all your amazing work with Chester Zoo. It's got animals all over it, and I've worn it for you because I miss you guys, and I'm so delighted that you are going to be part of this group. You are going to be the best energy in here, so thank you for joining. So why Learning Power? Hopefully if you're watching this you have a good idea about what Learning Power is about. Maybe you've read Powering Up Children, you know about Guy Claxon's work. You're using Learning Power in your schools. If not, you're still in the right place. There's plenty that you can do to kind of get up to speed for the way that we're going to be working within this group, because we're going to hit the ground running. So if you don't know about Learning Power yet, I would suggest that you go to Guy Claxon's website. I'll put it in the box at the bottom of this video, or have a look at Learning Power Kids. That's going to give you a bit of an idea about the thinking behind Learning Power, what it looks like in the classroom, and why you might do it. So maybe I'll skip over that bit so I can go straight into the kind of where the idea came from for Learning Power Pioneers and how we're going to develop that globally with you guys. So my amazing friend Pat, who is a colleague, came up to me after our long holidays and said, Becky, I've read Powering Up Children. I'm full of ideas. I'm going to spend this year working through each chapter of the book, taking notes and improving my practice. And I thought, brilliant, Pat, like, go for it. I'm here for you if you need anything. That's a fab idea. And then my brain got turning, and then someone else came up to me. Same thing. Hey, Becky, had a fantastic holiday, been reading your book. I'm thinking of going back through, making more notes and embedding this further into my practice. So then just a light bulb went on over my head and just thought, why are people doing this alone? We need to create a community. So school community, six enthusiastic teachers within our school. We're meeting on Tuesday to start to develop this. And then I thought, why not open this up globally? And there are loads of people trying to develop Learning Power in different contexts, either working alone or in smaller groups. What if we could bring all of that amazing light and fantastic practice together and just amplify it and create this amazing kind of working group across the year? So that's what it's about. It's going to run from now until the end of this academic year, and we're going to break up each design principle and link it with a term. So term 1, design principle 1 and 2, which is chapter 3 and 4, making your classroom a safe and exciting place to learn, and developing your learning environment. So that's going to take us up to October, so we need to crack on. There's quite a lot to fit into that. Learning environment and making your classroom safe, that's going to run through the whole year. So if you don't catch up before half term, don't worry at all. We're going to pick up on that throughout the year. And the same with everything. Every design principle interlinks. That all feeds into one another. So hopefully it's going to be like a snowball effect. And as we grow and build ideas, it's just going to snowball and explode. It's going to be amazing. So after half term, looking at the language of learning, linking that in with learning environment and caring for the children, building on that in term 3 after Christmas, looking at collaboration, deepening collaboration skills. Then after that, challenge, before Easter, after Easter, I hope I've got these in the right order, responsibility and ownership, and the final term, which we don't have here in Thailand, but we're going to do it anyway, is thinking about developing and deepening reflection. So over the year, we should have this plethora of ideas. So how's that going to look? In our meeting on Tuesday, I've sketched down some ideas. That's my sketches. Of how we could structure this. Now, this isn't like a kind of a structure that you have to use. This isn't saying you have to do it this way. This is just a possible format that it could take. So either by yourself or with your little group or big group of Learning Power practitioners, get together and think about these questions. Number 1, what are we doing already that develops our learning environment for Learning Power? Or what are we doing already that is making our classrooms safe and exciting places to learn? Where's the Learning Power in this? and how can we strengthen this even further. So you're starting from what you know you do that's fantastic, but you're examining it and thinking, is this still working? If not, how can we tweak it? Next level. What new ideas are you keen to try? This could be taken straight from the book, Powering Up Children, or this could be something completely new that you've thought, this is what I want to amplify in my classroom this year. This is what my learners need. So what new things might you like to try? If you really want to challenge yourself, thread in all the elements of learning power as well, because the chapters talk through the design principles. How can you thread in any of the elements of learning power as you're going? Once you've done that, big brainstorming ideas, maybe pick 1, 2, 3 ideas that you think, yeah, those are the ones. Then, if you want to be organised and make sure that you get them done, you could plan them into a bit of a weekly timetable. So week 1, I'm going to start trying this. Week 2, I'm going to thread this in. Week 3, this. Then I'm going to reflect and adjust, and I might add this. So you've got a bit of an idea about how that might look. And I don't know if this bit's going to work, but I want to open it up to my team. I've put a little box at the end there that says driving questions. So this comes from Kath Murdoch, who I'm just getting very excited by, and I've watched her TED Talk. And in her TED Talk, she talks about the power of questions. And she wonders, what would a classroom look like? I think this is the correct question. I've got it written down. What would a classroom look like if it was full of awe and wonder? What would a classroom environment look like if it was full of awe and wonder? I am so excited by that question. So one of my driving questions is going to be looking at how I can create awe and wonder through my learning environment. Hopefully we'll have some more, and then we'll have these awesome inquiry questions that we can all look into. The battery ran out in the middle of me talking, which shows what an amateur I am. And by the way, I'm being 10% braver making this video because I've tried to make so many little videos talking about elements of learning power, and I've cut every single one of them because it's just never quite right. So I'm just being 10% braver to put this out here, and because I'm so excited about creating this group, and I thought talking about it would be a lot more useful and impactful than writing a blog. So I've done this for you guys. So we were up to kind of finishing, kind of working through each of the design principles and what that might look like when you're planning either by yourself or with a group of like minds. So then use the hashtag Learning Power Pioneers to tweet your awesome ideas, things that are working, things that aren't, asking for help. And the idea is we can all dip into that hashtag and celebrate one another, use one another's ideas, and support one another in creating our learning power classrooms. In our team, we're going to meet at the end of each term as well, just to reflect and talk about what worked, what didn't, what we changed, what new ideas we had, what were the big successes and wins. So you can choose to do that too if you would like. So who is this for? There are some guidelines. It's not just for anyone. If you don't know about learning power yet, and you find out about learning power, this is absolutely for you. So if you're kind of still watching this and thinking, I don't know enough about your learning power yet, like I said, go off and do a little bit of research and just like flick through the websites, and then you can come back and join in. So this is for anyone who's completely new to learning power, or anyone who's worked in learning power schools, has a really good idea what to do, has really deep practice, but just wants to go even deeper and just work with a group of incredible like minds who are going to lift you up. So these are the rules of engagement. Who is this for? This is for positive wizards. Now, if you haven't heard me talk about positive wizards already, I'm just going to explain the thinking behind that. So, awesome teacher that I worked with in my first year teaching, Julian Swindell, one of those teachers that just blows you away. I just can't say enough amazing things about him. And he is writing one of the next guest blogs for Learning Power Kids, by the way. It's going to be awesome. And he's writing a book. He's just incredible. So in our second year teaching, we were mixing up our classes ready for next year. And Julian said, you need to make sure there's a nice little mix of positive wizards in each class. And so I asked him to explain what's a positive wizard. So positive wizards are those children in the class who are incredible role models. They're always on board with everything. They get excited. They challenge themselves. They're kind. They just they are amazing. One example in my classroom was of this amazing girl called Eloise, who, if she's watching this, I want to know if she's married Nathaniel, by the way. Did you marry Nathaniel? Because that was the plan. She was awesome. And we were doing some learning. We were learning to write letters in reception. And we had a puppet that was a troll who was really grumpy and unresilient and just had a tantrum about everything. And Troll came into school with a broken arm. It was a lot of fun putting bandages around his arm and making him look like he'd broken his arm. And he started crying in front of the children. Broken my arm, and now it's a disaster because I can't write to Santa Claus. And Eloise stood up in the middle of the classroom and she said, "Don't worry, Troll, we'll write to Santa Claus for you." So that's a positive wizard. You need to be a positive wizard in this group. It's about lifting people up, it's about sharing great practice, and it's about being there for others and just going for it. So positive wizards, aka bright spots. This is a group for people who are generous with their ideas, who like to share, who like to support others, who will kind of be all over that hashtag like a rash and will be like really super into it. So positive wizards, generous, can-do attitude. There's an awesome Ron Richard quote that's about moving from being yeah but practitioners to what if. So yeah but practitioners always have an excuse for not doing something or adapting their practice. What if practitioners see the obstacles and think of ways around them. So you need to be thinking, what if, what else could I do? How can I adapt that to make that work for my learners? Positive wizards, generous, can do, and reflective. So being really honest about your own practice and reflecting and noticing when things aren't working for you and being able to adapt and grow from that. So in my mind, that's just awesome teaching and awesome teachers. If you're not any of those things, I'm afraid this isn't the place for you. But if you are, and I absolutely know the people who are involved in this group so far are that with bells on, this is going to work. So that's Learning Power Pioneers. That's how it looks, how it could work, how we're going to grow, how to use it. Hope it makes sense. And if I've missed anything or you've got any questions, write them in the box below. I am absolutely available to help you and guide you along the way.